Well, I'm very excited to announce here at OIS that Sight Life Surgical has changed our name to CorneaGen. This change is to help audiences connect us to the broader cornea ecosystem and to reflect our expansion into the broader cornea care market. CorneaGen is a mission-driven company committed to transforming how corneal surgeons treat and care for the cornea. That means that we are innovating the next generation of cornea care solutions, from medical devices and biologics to therapeutics and interventions. We can't do this alone, though, and so we're making the next generation of cornea care available through partnerships, investments, and education. One of the things that we are working to do is to bring together the decentralized cornea market. We have a clear point of view of what the future of cornea looks like. We envision transforming the cornea ecosystem to move ideas from the bench to the bedside much faster, allowing surgeons access to the best technology for their patients. Our strategy to accomplish this goal includes 3 pillars: grow, expand, and innovate. To grow the market, we need to centralize the transplant tissue provided to surgeons. We've been working to add tissue processing and distribution agreements, and these partnerships increase the supply of tissue and expand our surgeon user base. In February, CorneaGen signed an agreement with the Lions Eye Bank of Texas at the Baylor College of Medicine to expand our U.S. surgeon base. These types of partnerships increase the supply of tissue and represent a great growth opportunity for CorneaGen. Another component of our growth strategy is to really grow the pie. We're committed to removing systemic barriers that limit patients' access to care and corneal surgeons' ability to provide the best corneal treatments for those patients. One good example is Fuchs dystrophy. And you see in the graph on the right here, today there are over 1.9 million people in the United States with Fuchs dystrophy. Our data-driven examination indicates that only about 1.8% of those patients actually receive sight-restoring treatments. This is lower than any other disease state in ophthalmology. And so we're now taking the next step to examine barriers that will help us give patients more access and make sure that nobody has cornea blindness that goes untreated. Expand. We're expanding cornea care portfolios by adding new services and devices to our offerings for surgeons. One of the key things that we've recently added is a storage media with amphotericin B. This will mark the first time that cornea surgeons in the U.S. will have the ability to add an antifungal to the storage media used to preserve their transplant tissue. The goiter preloaded cannula for DMEC is the first preloaded DMEC insertion device on the market that is specifically designed for preloaded tissue. Its specifically designed holder separates it from other devices as the system secures the cannula for transportation. CorneaGen recently began to bridge the therapeutic and refractive cornea markets by gaining exclusive distribution rights for Intacs. And then augmenting our refractive presence, CorneaGen recently closed the acquisition of the camera inlay, launching us into the cornea inlay and presbyopia space. Our third strategy is to innovate and transform the cornea care market. CorneaGen's involvement in research will change the practice of medicine and expand patient access to care. We've been working in collaboration with Shigeru Kinoshita, whose work was recently published in the New England Journal of Medicine. This initial clinical work clearly demonstrates the potential to implant cultured corneal tissue, endothelial tissue, and the ability to provide this treatment to a large base of patients is very exciting. We can eliminate the dependency on donor tissue and increase patient access in this area. We've made significant strides in mastering this technology and now can routinely reproduce the results that Shigeru gets in his Japan laboratory. We're also validating the culturing process to optimize it so that we can meet shipping and delivery requirements for surgeons in their facilities. We're also excited to share that in the next year, we hope to have human trials underway. Well, a few key numbers to share about CorneaGen. 14,274. That's the number of corneas we provided for transplant in 2017, making us by far the largest single provider of corneas for transplant. We now have 438 surgeon customers in the United States. We have 18 products in our portfolio, and we continue to add more new innovative cornea-related products. 2017, we had $45 million in revenue. We are now raising a Series B round that we intend to close by the end of Q3, but current interest may allow us to close a little bit earlier. Well, I want to thank you all again for the opportunity to share and announce CorneaGen here at OIS and invite you to visit our booth, booth number 1508, where we'll have many live surgical demonstrations throughout Saturday, Sunday at ASCRS. Thank you.